everyone. My name is Ravleen Kaur, chemistry faculty at Ask Indians. In the last class, we have discussed about the topic named as periodic classification of elements, lecture number 1. In that lecture, I've discussed with you about the introduction, then followed by the Dominier law of triads, then its limitations, then the Newland law of octaves. I've discussed each and everything in detail. Please make the proper notes. And if you have not studied that topic till now, so there is no point of studying this video also because that is going to be continuation from the previous lecture. In today's class, we are going to study about the limitations of the Newland law of octaves. After the limitations of the Newland law of octaves, we are going to study the topic which is the next our scientist who has given the contribution for the periodic table discovery was known as Mendeleev. And this is very very important. It generally comes in your school exams, it generally comes in your higher grades also. So please focus on this Mendeleev periodic table, like how the table was given by him, how he arranged the elements, and what is the difference from that of the latest periodic table. So let's begin with the topic. So if you have any doubt, you can post the doubts in PDF. You can talk to in the class. You can ask the doubts via the support. So please clear your doubts. That is very important. So let us begin with the topic. I will show you the slides like what you're supposed to start with the today. Okay. So the topics that is supposed to be covered in the class is going to be the drawbacks of Newland law of octaves. Then this is going to be Mendeleev periodic table and what are the limitations of the Mendeleev classification. So, before starting with the drawbacks rule of Newland law of octave, I'm just giving you the quick recap. What was the Newland law of octave? In the case of Newland law of octaves, the elements were arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass, and it was found that every eighth element will have the property similar to the first one. So, in the case of drawbacks, like why this Newland law of octave was not so valid. It was not so valid because of the I've shown you that table in the last recording also. I request all the students please go through that. In that recording also I've given you the limitations of the Newland law of octaves in the form of questions, right? So I request all of you ki pehle just go through that. It will be easy for you to understand. The first drawback was very simple, like this was only valid till calcium. He was very sure that there is not going to be more elements discovered in future. The next was that he placed the two columns, two elements in the same slots, right? I've shown you that in the last class also. So all the drawbacks are mentioned here. That law was applicable till the was applicable for the atomics with atomic mass up to 40, that is our calcium only. The properties of the new elements discovered did not fit to the law of octaves. He placed the two elements in the same slot to get fit into the table. He also grouped the unlike elements under the same slot. So there will be some elements which were not matching with the properties, but they were still placed together just to make the table. Okay, so these are the Newland law of octaves, and after this Newland law of octaves, there was a requirement of the new table which is called as a Mendeleev. So Mendeleev table was given, Mendeleev periodic law was given. Let us discuss what was given by him. So according to the Mendeleev, the physical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their increasing atomic masses or atomic weights, right? So it means that if you arrange the elements on the basis of their increasing atomic masses, for example, like you generally place He, Li, BBC, and so on and so on. So what we are trying to do, okay, normal gases were not discovered. So let us say, so this is going to be H, so its atomic number, its atomic mass is going to be 1. Lithium ka atomic mass is going to be 7. Beryllium ka atomic mass is going to be 9. So on that basis we are going to arrange the elements on the basis of the increasing atomic masses, and then we will find out that the physical properties and the chemical properties of an elements are increasing. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, perfect. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It took me 1 second only. Okay, perfect. So, I hope you can hear me. Yeah. So the physical and the property are the physical and the chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their increasing atomic weight. Right. So just make the word increasing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to arrange the elements on the basis of their increasing atomic weight, and then we are going to study like what is happening. But a Mendeleev periodic table was very clear that he took the fundamental properties, like the basics of the properties, like how the elements were arranged, was on the basis of the oxides and hydrides. He used oxides and hydrides as a way for classification of the elements. I will explain you with the help of example what he was trying to say. Let us say, guys, we are having sodium, we are having potassium, right? On the other side, we are having magnesium, and we are having calcium. Okay, and in this case, sodium is there, but what is the valency for sodium? Sodium valency is +1, right? And let us try to make its oxides first of all. So oxygen ki valency is -2. Whenever you do crisscross, it results in the formation of Na2O. So sodium is going to have a mass as chemical formula as Na2O. Potassium again is +1. Oxygen is -2. Whenever you do the crisscross, you will get the answer as K2O. If you take the magnesium one, magnesium valency is +2, oxygen valency is -2. Whenever you do crisscross, you will get the answer as MgO. If you take the example of calcium, so calcium ki valency is going to be +2, oxygen ki valency is going to be -2. If you do a crisscross, this is going to be CaO. So we can observe from here that there is some similarities that is coming in the form of oxides. Ki which type of oxides is having the general formula for R2O? Some oxides are having a general formula for RO. And then there is a possibility like it can be some another general formula also. Right, guys? So if you take one more example like lithium also. So lithium ki valency is also +1. And then oxygen ki valency is also -2. So that is also giving you Li2 only. If you take a beryllium, bacha, beryllium ki valency is +2. Oxygen is -2. Again, you will get BeO. So we can observe that ki कुछ formulas or कुछ chemical formulas, they are coming and showing you the same general formula for their oxides, and some elements are going to show the same general formula for their oxides. So on that basis he was getting some clarity that oxides are playing an important role. Why oxides? Only because oxygen is available and it reacts very frequently or very easily with the elements existing, right? If you consider the hydrides, guys, so if you try to make the hydrides, for example, you're having lithium right now. Okay, so a hydride is what? H minus, -1. Oxide is O2 minus. But if you try to make a hydride now, lithium is +1, H is -1. Crisscross, it will give you LiH. So this is going to be LiH. Sodium is +1. Hydride, NaH. This is going to be KH. I think it's clear to you. Sodium with +1, H is -1, NaH. Potassium with +1, H with -1, crisscross, KH. Clear? In the similar way, if you talk about the beryllium oxide, and then if you try to make the hydride for this is going to beryllium with +2, H is -1, crisscross. So this is going to give you BH2, MgH2, and CaH2. So guys, we got the idea that also in the case of hydrides also, this is going to be RH and this is going to be RH2. So it means there are some elements which are showing you some similarities on the terms of oxides and hydrides, and he used that purpose and he used that concept only to arrange elements in the periodic table given by the Mendeleev. Right, let us try to understand that how the periodic table look like. So this was a periodic table which was given by the Mendeleev. He arranged the element in the form of groups, so they are mentioned 8 groups, and then there was a seven like this rows which were present, which was called as a vertical columns, right? So we can understand from here, sorry, that is going to be rows, right? So these are going to be the 7 horizontal rows. We can observe from here that the elements were arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. Let's have a look. So here hydrogen mass is 1, then 6.9 it's 7, then it's coming 9, then it is coming 10.8, 12. So okay, till this point it was going good. Then it was increasing, 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 and increasing. Increasing, 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 50, 52, 54, 55, 58.93. My God, can you all can see that this is not increasing at all? So cobalt and nickel was showing you some another scenario only. We were supposed to arrange on the basis of their increasing atomic masses. में atomic masses increase करके लिखना था. But in this case, you can understand if you pick the cobalt and nickel case, so nickel one is having lower value and cobalt is having the higher value. So this is going to be the wrong concept. So rubidium, this is increasing and this increasing, 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 and increasing. Then it's increasing, increasing. And 118, 121, 127, and 126. See? Tellurium and iodine also is showing you the similar kind of a thing. So it means that he arranged the elements, but there were some kuch thoda boda drawbacks also, right? Let us understand the second thing about this. The second thing is that you can see some gaps here, guys. Right, these gaps were left, and this was a very good point or the merits of the Mendeleev periodic table. The first merit was that he has like he left some gaps in the periodic table, keeping in mind that in future when the elements will be discovered they will get the place here. He were able to predict the properties of that elements also. So he left the gaps in the periodic table and said that the elements are not discovered right now, but when they will be discovered, these gaps will be filled. Gaps will be filled when elements will be discovered. Right? So I hope you get the idea. But what was a name given to these gaps? We need to understand that very clearly. So we need to understand that, bacha, the name was given as per the precedent element, like whatever the element which is present at the top. So here at the top is boron for this 44. Then for this, there is going to be aluminum, and for 72, the top one is silicon. Don't see this top, you have to see in the same bar top at the top. So for this word, Abiska, you have to give some namkaran also. Oh, you have to give some name also for this compound. So for this case, what we are going to do is, for this element, you will write the name as Eka boron. If you take an aluminium, this is going to be Eka aluminium. इसके ऊपर silicon is present. बचा Eka is a Sanskrit word which means first. So boron is coming first. उसके बाद which element is coming? Aluminium is coming first. Then which element is coming? Silicon is coming first. Then which element is coming? So the name was given on the basis of their precedent element, and it was called as Eka silicon. So we get the idea that there were three gaps which are left by him in the periodic table, and he gave the name as Eka boron, Eka aluminium, and Eka silicon. So gaps were left in the periodic table, and it will be filled when these elements will be discovered. Clear? The second point was that he left one place ready, he left one group ready, that noble gases are not discovered till now, but whenever they will be discovered they will get a place in my periodic table. So these were the two merits which was given by the Mendeleev, and that is very very important also, and we will understand more in detail about Eka boron aluminum and silicon thing. Okay, so first of all, let us read the features also. The features were that there were 7 periods, like I've shown you now, that horizontal rows are periods. Then there was a 8 vertical columns which is called as group. They were subdivided into A to B. Then group 7, group 8 doesn't have any subgroups and can the three element in the same group exhibit the similar kind of a properties. So whatever is I've explained you like about these groups and how they are present, everything is mentioned in the form of the same thing only. Right, guys? Now, there is one thing I want to explain you, that what is this Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and Eka silicon is called recently, what we call it right now. I will give a minute to you. Just stop the video and think what is the latest word given to the Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and the Eka silicon as per the modern periodic table. I will add one slide. Right. So we can see that there is going to be Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and another one is going to be Eka silicon. So Eka boron is called as scandium. This is called as gallium, and this is called as germanium. Germanium. This is similar to the periodic table. Those students who have learned the periodic table, maybe you are able to relate. Like you have carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead. So this silicon ke niche germanium is only coming, right? In the modern periodic table also. Boron, aluminum, and gallium. So can see gallium is already coming. But boron ke andar boron is there. He used the word boron, and he used, if you have seen the periodic table now, so you will observe from here he used the word as a scandium from this kind, from this side. So I request you guys, this is how you're going to remember. What happens, the students try to learn this during the class exam or school exam, because it is very popular question, like what are the limitations or what are the merits of the Mendeleev periodic table. हाँ स्पेलिंग गलत हो सकती है. So what are the merits of the Mendeleev periodic table? So in the case of merits of the Mendeleev periodic table, guys, so you have to be very careful that first of all you will write about the gaps, and then you will write about the noble gases which have been not discovered till now, but whenever it will be discovered, the Mendeleev periodic table will be able to accommodate them. Clear? So it was found that like whatever the properties he predicted for ake aluminum, silicon, and boron was matching with the latest elements or the latest or the new elements which have been discovered, and that was a very positive response for the Mendeleev periodic table for this discovery, right? So now let's have a look, like what are the limitations of this periodic table. The first limitation, so it's very clear to you guys. पहले limitation तो आपको पता ही चल रही है. The first limitation is that he was not able to arrange all the elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So the first limitation was very clear, that he was not able to arrange elements on the basis of their few elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. So there were some discrepancies. The second limitation you can observe is in the terms of isotopes, right? Chalo, I will first of all explain you the isotopes also. Like what was isotopes? I know you have all studied in your ninth grade, but before, if you won't be able to understand the isotope part, you won't be able to understand the next topic also. Okay, so let's have a look. If we discussed about the concept of isotopes, बच्चे, what was isotopes? See, you always get confused कि किसमें mass है किसमें ये है. So I always say my students कि काम करो, remember the examples. Examples we never forget, right? तभी कहते हैं ना example set कर दिया है. So because that is always there in the mind. अगर कोई ऐसे ही बताता है, so we forget. But if someone gives an example, it's there in the mind. So always remember the example of isotope and then try to relate the definition about from that example. Okay. So we can understand about the isotopes now, guys. So let us say you are having one H1 you are having 2H1, ये example इसको याद रखना है, ठीक है, and 3H1. So this is called as protenium, deuterium and tritium. Protium, deuterium and tritium. Right now, in this case, 1H1, 2H1 and 3H1. But at this 1, 2, 3, which is present at the top, so here present 1, this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 3. So this 1, 2, 3, which is present at the top, is called as atomic mass. And this 1, 1, 1, which is present at the bottom, they call 1, 1, and this is going to be 1. So these three, 1 is called as atomic number. So we can see from here that atomic number is going to be the same, but atomic masses are going to be different. So this is the definition for isotopes. Isotopes का सबसे पहले होता है that it is going to be the same element only. Then the same element with the same atomic number is not going to be changed, but different atomic mass is going to be there. Okay, same element, same atomic number, but different atomic mass is called as an isotopes. So we can observe from here directly that if you try to understand the electrons, protons and neutrons scenario from here. So but electrons are like atomic number is equivalent to number of protons, and this is also going to be equal to number of electrons, but the condition is that the atom need to be neutral. The atom should be neutral. Secondly, if you talk about the atomic masses, atomic mass, so mass is dependent on whatever is there at the center. So at the center we are going to have protons and neutrons. This is how you're going to remember. Okay, so protons and neutrons, so atomic mass is a sum of number of protons plus number of neutrons. Okay, shut up. Now let us fill this place. We can see from here that electron is going to be atomic number ke barabar because atom is neutral. Neutral means no charge, positive and negative. So this is going to be 1, 1, 1. Proton is going to be 1, 1, 1. If you want to calculate the number of neutrons, I will do atomic mass minus number of protons, that is equivalent to number of neutrons. So this is a formula that you have to keep in mind, and this is a concept we are going to use, right? So atomic mass minus number of protons is equal to number of neutrons, right? So if you talk about the atomic mass, so atomic mass is going to be 1 and protons is going to be 1 only, right? So 1 minus 1 is going to be 0, 2 minus 1 is going to be 1, and 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So in this case, we can understand that if you take a sum of protons and neutrons, right? So this is 1, 2, and 3. So this is going to be different. वही तो आएगा उसके बराबर ही आएगा ना, what is mentioned at the top, right? That is mass only, na? So 1, 2, and 3. So but this is an isotope. So isotopes are the same elements, but their masses are different. This I have to pick from here. If the masses are different, then why they are not present in my periodic table? Why only one hydrogen is present? Why only hydrogen is there, and why there are not any other isotopes present along with the hydrogen, right? Or why only this carbon is there, we can have the isotopes also. Why nitrogen is there, which we can have isotopes also. Oxygen is there, we can have an isotopes also. Chlorine is there, why not the isotopes, and so on. So the point was very simple, that whatever the elements were there, he was not able to give the idea like why the isotopes are not getting the position. So this was a first like this was a what do you call as drawback of the Mendeleev periodic table. If you discuss the second drawback, let me add. So the first drawback of Mendeleev periodic table was he was not able to get the position of the isotopes. isotopes, right? The second drawback was that he was like atomic masses. So I've explained you. पहले वो वाला लिख लेते हैं. Like some elements were not arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic masses. Few elements not arranged on basis of increasing atomic masses. Isotopes were not given any position. If you're trying to make the notes, it's really good. Like you can write in the layman language I'm writing, but how to write in a thoda sa bookish or with few words, that is going to come in this PPT only. So I'm going to teach you that also. So don't worry. Okay, so drawback is there. The first one is that few elements are not arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. Isotopes were not given the position. After this isotopes one, the third drawback was on the basis of position of hydrogen. Hydrogen. Chalo. Guys, if you try to understand, hydrogen is like what do you call it as na idhar ka na uddhar wala. Right? So double dolki. So what happened in the case of hydrogen is like you're going to have hydrogen with +1 and hydrogen is possible with -1 also. How it is possible with +1? Like you make the acids, right? HCl, H2SO4 and so on. If you take with H with the -1, for example, NaH, LiH, MgH2, right, and CH2. How I've written all of them, I will explain you. Sodium ki valency is +1. H is -1 here, crisscross NaH. ठीक है? Lithium valency is +1, H ki -1, crisscross LiH. Magnesium valency +2, H is -1, crisscross MgH2. Calcium ki valency is going to be +2, H is going to be -1, crisscross CH2. So you can observe from here that this is going to be H minus in all the cases. If you consider the case of H plus, right? H with the +1. So in this case, what will happen? इसके अंदर H is plus and Cl is -1. In this case, H is +1. If you want to distribute it, 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Clear? So we can understand that like hydrogen is showing you that you can either make or exist in the form of +1 by loss of electron, and it can easily make a H with the -1 also by gain of electron. So it can show you the loss of electron concept also. It can explain you the concept of gain of electron also. So for loss of electron and for the gain of electron, we will be able to relate this with few other elements also. I will explain you. So let's have a look. Let us say I'm having right now the case of sodium and potassium and lithium only. So we know that lithium atomic number is 3, sodium atomic number 11, and this is going to be 19. If you write in the like acid normal 281 ki form mein, so this is going to be 21. This is 281 and this is going to be 288 and 1. So we always try to understand that like all these elements, they have a one valence electrons. Valence electron. Valence electron means electron present in the last shell. Right? So they are going to have one valence electron, and this one electron is going to lose, it is going to lose of it is going to lose one electron, so that its valency is going to be shown as +1. So it is going to lose one electron, so that its valency is shown as a +1. Clear? So lithium, sodium, potassium is here. So 21281, 2881, and this loss of electron is taking place. So its valency is going to be equivalent to +1. Clear? Now, the second scenario is that you are having fluorine, chlorine, and bromine. Fluorine ka, if you want to write, the atomic number is going to be 9. So if you write the 9 atomic number, so you're going to write 2 7. Chlorine is going to be 2, 8, and 7, right? And 17, and this is going to be ahead. Don't go for bromine. Okay, this stop till here only. So we can understand for the scenario like what is happening. If you take fluorine and chlorine with 2 comma 7, and this is going to be 287, if he wants to complete the octet, he will take one electron from someone else. When he take a one electron from someone else, as he is having 7 valence electron, it has a tendency to gain one electron, so it is going to have a valency for -1. So it means that hydrogen can be placed in the side of fluorine and chlorine also, because hydrogen is also showing -1 just like fluorine and chlorine. Or we can understand that hydrogen is going to have a +1, and it can be placed with lithium, sodium, and potassium Wallace case, where it is going to be +1 and +1. So hydrogen was showing you both the properties of loss of electron and gain of electron. That is why its position was not decided. So this was the other drawback of the Mendeleev periodic table. The first drawback was, हमने कहाँ लिखा था ये रहा. So the first drawback was elements are not arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. Isotopes were not given position, and the next one was the position of hydrogen was not decided. हम नहीं decide कर पा रहे थे कि like in which position you have to place the position, in which place you have to keep the hydrogen, either towards a group 1 elements. अभी मैं normal वाले words use कर रही हूँ, like the modern periodic table, like here, or in the group 17 elements. Okay. So let us read the limitations. What I've taught you, it is going to be already mentioned here, that the first, he was not able to explain the position of hydrogen. Hydrogen resembles both with the alkali metals and halogens, so Mendeleev could not justify the position. Position of isotopes, atomic weight of differ, but they were placed in the different position. उनको अलग नहीं place किया गया था in the Mendeleev periodic table. He was able to anomalous pairs of elements. Anomalous means थोड़ा सा not expected than जो होना चाहिए था. So cobalt has higher atomic weight, but it was placed before the nickel, and same was the iodine and trillium case also. The next is placement of like elements in the different groups. For example, platinum, gold have a similar properties, but they were placed in different groups. And he could not explain the cause of periodicity among the elements, like why the periodicity was happening. What's a periodicity means that like why it is repeating after a few perfect intervals. So he was not able to explain all these things. So this was the limitations of the Mendeleev periodic table. So I hope what we have discussed today is going to be very clear to you. Like first of all, we discussed the limitations of Newland law of octave, right? After like it was only volatile calcium, no more elements can be discovered, and then और क्या था? What was that? I forget. So he placed the things in the same slot. Like for example, I've shown you in the last class also, right hand side where there were two elements which are placed in the same slot. That was also not valid. So after the limitations of the Newland law of octave, I explained you about the Mendeleev periodic table. So in the case of Mendeleev periodic table, what happened? I've explained you he arranged the elements on the basis of their increasing atomic masses, and explained you the very famous line that the properties of the elements are the periodic function of their increasing atomic mass. Then he explained you how he arranged the elements by considering the concept of oxides and hydrides. Like similar oxides will be placed together, and the similar hydrides are going to be placed together. Then there were some features of that Mendeleev periodic table, like how many groups and periods are there and how they were arranged. Then after the features one, I have discussed with you the topic like what are the merits of Mendeleev periodic table by giving the explanation of boron, eka boron, eka aluminum, and eka silicon. After this Mendeleev periodic table, after this features and this merits, I discussed with you about the limitations of the Mendeleev periodic table for isotopes, hydrogens. That was very, very important. And two elements were not arranged in a proper manner. Like some elements were not arranged, right? So these were the Mendeleev periodic table all about. And this is enough. Just go through the books, read the modules. You will be able to get the things in more and more detailed manner. Now, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the class, and also you can ask me in the batch discussion forum. So the next like the question for today's class is that besides gallium, which other elements have been discovered that left the Manning periodic table in his periodic table? You know all these answers. I've just explained you about the other. एक बार stop करो video, मैं थोड़ा सा पानी लेती हूँ and then we'll start. All right. So we can understand from here that I've given the concept of eka boron, eka aluminium, and eka silicon. Ma'am, your writing is very bad. I'm so sorry for that. Eka boron, eka aluminium, and eka silicon. And this after for this eka boron, the word was given as scandium, germanium, and gallium. इसका germanium है बच्चे, and इसका gallium है, right? So these were the things. So germanium and scandium are also left in the periodic table. So I hope it has been clear to you like what we have discussed today's class. Everything is very clear. The things are very simple. The topics are also very simple. So you don't have to worry. Don't try to mug up the things. Try to understand the things. Please read the books, NCERT, prefer the modules, refer extra books, whatever you are studying. But make this topic clear because this is the easiest chapter and it is having a good weightage also, and it will be easy for you to do the same topic for your 11th and 12th grade also, because it is going to come in your future classes also. Clear? So have a nice day. We'll meet in the next class, and we are going to continue with the next lecture about the same. Okay, so thank you so much guys. Have a nice day. Bye.